Hello and welcome to this Rise of the Ronin video. This is going to be the ultimate guide for people in the middle to the end of the game and beyond. I'm going to have a lot of key information that I've gathered with almost 200 hours into this game, and I am super excited. So make sure you grab some notepad and get ready to lock in for all of the good stuff. By the way, I have something special at the end that I want to talk about, but for now, let's go. Let's go. Hello, welcome. We are here. Officially finished the game. No spoilers, of course, but it's been a blast. And this is my last outfit for the run. I change outfits every single time. That has nothing to do with anything, but there we go. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. Let's do it. So, first things that I want to talk about that's most important is that this game has a very costly upgrading system, and you should not waste any resources. When I say any, I mean zero resources on the blacksmith on your playthrough for the most part. Maybe once in a while if it's something favorite you have, but I can guarantee you that you will find enough weapons and items. As you can see right here, I'm on 900 and I actually have a lot in my storage. I probably have 1,000 in my storage, and I sell anything that is not exquisite for the most part, okay? Or dismantle, depending on what I'm feeling like. Right. And then you're looking at the red items. Well, guess what? That's the new master version of the item. So you don't want to go ahead and worry about these either. So, yes, there's another grind in the game, which is very awesome for those that love playing games and enjoying the max potential of your builds. And I'm going to teach you a bunch of tips a little bit later on how to get everything, and we're going to talk about it all. But I just wanted to kind of discuss that first. And I did make a video breaking that type of stuff down and explaining it's okay. Just run through the game and enjoy yourself. When you get to the very end, you're going to get a new thing called Midnight Difficulty. Okay, so this is a whole nother difficulty where you can play through everything, the open world, as you can see right here. This is the very first map, and pretty much everything is saying it's completed because I did 100% the game. But I can easily go to all these places, for example, these chests, and reopen them. And in these chests, I can find some good things. And so the first tip is start putting on equipment, or at least finding some equipment that will have lucky drops and things like that that are going to help you in the long run, because you want to get the best gear, best item, best rewards if possible. So go through your gear, try to find it. It's going to be helpful. The game gives you everything you need, but when you're looking for something specific, you're going to want to do that, and it's going to help you big time. All right. That's just a baby tip before we go down the rabbit hole, all these big ones that I got going for this video. So that's that. All right. And now we're going to talk about a lot of different things that you should be doing in this game that is very critical, that's going to help you proceed to develop. So after you beat the game, you get to go into what we talked about before, which the Testament of the Soul, which is an actually very awesome thing, by the way, is you can play through the whole game, okay? And you're gonna get a lot of rewards. And the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to this is that you should probably just run through the story very quickly. And what I mean by quickly is you don't have to just relax and play normal. You can run through, get to the boss, skip a lot of the enemies, and get to the boss. And this is for a couple reasons. One, you want to unlock each area. The only way to do that is by kind of replaying some of this, opening it up to the second chapter, third chapter, etc., etc. So this is very good. As you can see on the bottom right here, it says midnight completion rate. And I'm not even a quarter, because I'm making this video as I discovered all the very cool things in this game. But this is going to be vital, opening up the chapters, to be able to also, if you want to platinum it, or if you're looking for something specific, which I'm gonna get into, and there's a reason why I'm saying do this. So try to do that and unlock all 3 chapters. Okay, come back when you're done. And the reason I want to say to do that, one of the main reasons is the bond system right here. These main missions, you're going to be able to get all the rewards with every single person you probably missed throughout the story and with the bond missions, okay? So you can't just go into different areas and expect that it's going to work out. You have to like do some of the story to change things up, and it'll explain what you did or didn't do. I let Gonzo live, right? And then you can keep going down the rabbit hole. I'm not going to spoil the stories. This is early on, so there's no spoilers. It's the reason why I'm making this. Now, the reason I'm talking about that, a thing that we talked about, is these characters and the different rewards you can get. As you can see, I pretty much went all out with the lovely anti-shogunette. But pro shogunette, I did not go too far, only level 3. So I got work to do to get back in there and to run it. And I also want to max out my Ronin to be great Ronin in the land. Greatest Ronin in the land, okay? But there's characters in here that have a thing called favor. You see on the bottom of the character, it says favor. And this is the relationship / extra bond, I call it, where this is something you want to do because they're going to give you special rewards. And we're not going to go through each person's extra reward. You could probably Google that, but in the end of the day, you want to do that to unlock all of their items. And I don't want to spoil all the characters here. You don't have to watch too much, but there's plenty of characters with the favor feature, and we are not going to go down a rabbit hole on how to do that. I explained it. It's very simple. You're going to talk with them. You can find them all on the map, literally everywhere. And all you're going to do is travel to that spot. You can go to the bond spot and press triangle, and it'll tell you exactly where they are in the map. And you can have discussions with them, giving them gifts, just talking, giving them gifts back and forth. That's a way to do it. All right. And you can just purchase a bunch of stuff. If you're this far into the game, if you're watching this video, I would assume you have enough resources to buy a couple of the gifts from all the different vendors in the game. Okay. That is critical. But yeah, so just please take your time and do that, because that's going to help you level up. Because as you redo the story and run through all that and fix any mistakes or anything that you feel you need to change through the testament, you're going to also build those bonds, work on that, and develop to unlock all the combat styles and get all these rewards and be able to access anything and everything in the game. All right. I got a secret tip that we're going to get into in a minute, but that is critical. And again, if we want to talk about gear, like I said, do not spend any gear until you watch this whole video, and then you'll see what you probably are going to want to do in just a minute. And we'll get into that shortly, but I just wanted to make sure that you know that. Okay. Super critical and important that everybody understands the system. That way we can push forward and go from there. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about the dojo very quickly. Dojo is one of the most important parts of this game as well. And in the dojo, this is where you can unlock more combat styles. And we talked about that extensively, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. It was one of my other videos and on all my streams. But go in there and complete them. And the best way to complete them is pretty basic. You have a simple system that I use, which is damage, time, and then technique. Technique is counter sparks and critical hits, okay? And time, of course, you know what that is. And then as far as damage, you just want to do some counter sparks. You want to add that into the mix. And if you can see, I pretty much did all of these, but I didn't do them all on nightmare mode. But it's definitely doable. I did it on Twilight for the most part. As you can see, most of them are completed. There's new ones, extra ones that I haven't touched, only a couple. But this is going to give you new combat styles, new rewards. This can be very critical, especially on midnight. All right, super important. This is going to be essential. Do that ASAP. All right. And I want to talk one more simple thing before I give you guys the real top tier secret that I have. That's going to be probably the most pivotal thing that you can learn. So there's this trick with the gambling. I don't like recommending this, but I'm just going to tell you about it because a friend has been doing it. You save the game here, then you go and try to gamble. All right, you get some coins, and if you win, you save it. If you lose, you quit. You back out. You just quit to the menu, load back in, and start over. This is a silly thing for some people who are kind of like exploiting the game. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because people are getting mad about how do I make coins? How do I make coins? Well, I got you to a certain extent. I'm going to give you some really good secrets that you might love and enjoy. So let's get into the conversation. And before we do, I just want to show you something that might make you laugh and make you say, wow, that is actually insane. Okay. And let's just see what I got out of this here. I'm going to play this, but it's going to go by very quickly. I want you to see the amount of skill points that I get. This was a run that was very short, under an hour or so. I went in here and did the method I'm about to teach you. And as you can see, I have 0 skill points at the moment. And then I'm going to go and claim my skill points from karma conversions. I have over 130 skill points. And then I have more with the actual rare skill points. Guess what? I did all that in about an hour or less. All right. And I want to kind of fast forward so you can see how it's as facts. It's not made believe. I didn't exploit the game. I didn't cheat. I didn't even know that this was something bad, to be honest with you. I kind of bumped into it randomly and I couldn't stop laughing and enjoying. As you can see, I just started leveling everything up. So this tip right here of how I did this and what I'm doing, the reason I'm doing it is because there is another skill tree, if you didn't know, that is called Breakthrough, and there's a lot more buffs for your character that I think everybody should work on right away. There's different ways to do it, but the method that I'm going to teach is probably the easiest to get you started the moment you finish. I have not got through midnight. All right, when I'm recording this video, I just got done with completing the full game, and then I finally tried this out. Okay, and I'm going to show you what it is and explain how this happened to me. So what I like to do sometimes for games like this, Team Ninja tends to have a good co-op system where you can just join. And what I did was I went to co-op and I hit join. And it says let you join inside a match. And that's what I did. And I ended up in a thing or a mission that I didn't even know existed until after. I'm going to show you what to do. When you get to the Testament of Souls, there's a section called Ally Missions. These ally missions are so incredible. I'm going to show you what they are in a second. I was literally just watching a show. Sometimes I'll jump in here and help co-ops with somebody, but I kind of don't pay attention. Just watching TV as I play casually. Even though it's on midnight mode, it's pretty easy. So any of these missions, there's way more than this, but these are the ones I have unlocked right now from the video you're watching. I'm going to play this video very quickly of me jumping into this mission and kind of just like, wow, this is insane. So it's a small area and there's multiple bosses. Consider it a challenge, and it's basically, can you beat all of the bosses? And it's like 10 bosses. And each of the bosses that get killed drop amazing gear and give you those karma points, okay? So you're going to be able to get top tier stuff from all of it. So it's important. For example, I ran over to this guy, covered some items, take this guy down, and I got, look at this, a mastery level gear plus other gear that I can use, okay? So the reason I want to bring this up is mostly to just help encourage you to try this mode out the moment you beat the game. Ally missions are super critical and it's so easy to do. And again, I just replayed it. All I did was stay in the lobby, and so did the other guys, and they started coming in, and when they're gone, other people will join you. And you could basically farm this until the very end. It's pretty hilarious. And I did it for under an hour. And I pretty much almost cleared up this skill tree that you just saw just from doing it. Okay, and I got so much gear, and I want to take a moment. You're not here to watch this video because I just fooled around on it. I want to take a moment to show you guys the amounts of gear that I got. We're going to go to rarity, and I just want you to see all of this gear here for weapons came from that less than an hour of playing that mission. And then as you could see, my sub weapons as well. The red items you can't get until you play the new midnight mode. And it's the same thing with my actual gear for my headpieces, the armor, all of this stuff. Just under an hour of playing ally missions, okay? So I recommend it to everybody to get involved with this. It's going to be, I'm telling you, the biggest and best thing you can do. You're going to get a lot of gear. The skill points, as you can see right here, I did not farm this. I didn't do anything special other than go in there. I didn't even know I was getting that much points, to be honest with you guys. Luckily, I had this recorded, and I was just laughing the whole time because I couldn't believe the amounts of skill points. I pretty much cleared all of this skill tree just from going in there and getting those points, okay? So I recommend going for that. And the reason I'm saying this is because, as you can see, my character level on the bottom left is an 81. And this goes up to 100 from what I've been told. So I need to do my best by maxing out my character. And this is where we're going to get into the gear again and get into some more conversations about the gear. This gear is probably not going to be useful. All right. All of this gear. Everything is in the 80s, 70s, 60s. I have more gear in my storage. You know, it is a game with a lot of gear. But what I want to try to explain, as you can see, I'm going into my storage very quickly. Right here. Inventory, storage. I have more gear in the storage. And exquisite gear. As you can see, I just put them all in here, but it's lower level. And I'm just going to use this when I go to transfer. And this is going to be an important part of the game that I need people to pay attention to. When you go into the blacksmith, you're going to want to upgrade your gear, for example. Is it really worth me spending all of that resources? I do have more than enough to do it, but I guarantee you it is not going to be worth it. This gear is perfectly fine the way it is to play the game, even on midnight mode. I'm not the best player, guys. I just sharing my information with you. And I've run through the game pretty decently. There are challenging moments and things like that. But the point is, I keep on getting gear at my level as we go. So I don't want to spend all my money upgrading. I also don't want to spend all my money on transferring just yet. Right? So let's say I love this piece right here. I'm going to have to give up one item. And it's fine. It's just an exquisite item. I'm going to put this in here because it has really good stuff. But I'm going to run out if I keep doing that, because in an hour, I'll end up at level 90 and I'll get 90 gear as well. And then when I get to 100, that's when I'm going to do everything I'm telling you guys when it comes to being in here and putting on the best pieces. And we're not going to do a guide about this too much. I've explained how it works already, but you would have to know what you want to do. And maybe we'll do a build video if you guys put up a like on this video and watch it all the way through. We'll set up a really great build system on maximizing your playstyle. Once I get to 100, it won't take me long. But that is the core of some of the secrets, tips, and tricks that I've learned and that I'm actually really loving. Another tip, like I said, I randomly joined a match just because I like supporting people and I just wanted to see what people are doing out there. And that's how I found this method of the Testament of Souls. Somebody was trying to do it and it was just me and him. We ran through it and I kept on farming these too, and there's more. But it was a really, really cool thing. But again, just to kind of recap so you can know how it all works, what I would recommend is go through the Ronin missions and the Bond missions basically clearing out the bosses so you can have everything available, so you can finish the bond missions with the specific people you might have missed and things that you might need to do. And then from there, once everything is opened up and ready to go, you should also be doing ally missions and completing them all. There's a bunch from what I hear. And that's going to level you up. When you reach 100, you could start working on actually, crafting a build with the upgrade and bond transfer system. You can see I have a lot of currency. I shouldn't have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. I've tested this stuff out, but I realized, you know what? They give me a lot of gear. I don't need to do much else. They give me all the gear I need. Okay. So that is pretty much the breakdown for this video. There's a lot of little things that I learned and cool stuff that I love about this game. I actually really love the Testimony of Souls system because it lets me run through the game, but I still have my normal game as well. So that is pretty cool. That's the deal, guys. And I hope you guys had fun enjoying this ride as much as I had fun playing this game as well. So go ahead and leave a comment about some tips for Endgame that you really love and you enjoy, and we'll see you on the next one that should be popping up on your screen right now. Thank you guys so much. Peace.